Okay, here we are, Wednesday, hump day, March 20. And today I'm calling this video the Come to Jesus Trade Part 2, or Part 2, Dux, however they say that. And the whole Come to Jesus Trade thing is about, well, just to do a really quick recap. So since December 6th, I've been doing this Zero DTE project where I've been placing a Zero DTE trade pretty much every day and just documenting the whole thing on YouTube, making videos of the entire trading session, and then keeping this track record here of how it's performing. And it's performing really well, too well. It's like ridiculously well, which has kind of got me scratching my head. But like my good old Uncle Ed used to say, I'll effing take it. But still, it's just kind of blowing up in a good way, and it's scaling really fast now, and the return is just ridiculous. It's just performing really well. So anyway, the whole idea behind this was to just spend as little money as possible to get started. So I put in $420 of my own money, and then I started to trade it. And then as soon as the strategy produced enough profits to pay me back, I took my money off the table. So from that point forward, I was playing just with stock market money or house money. So I had no personal risk, quote unquote risk, my own personal risk. So it was going along swimmingly well. You can see we got up to about a month and a half in. We finally got to the point where we could scale up to 2 contracts. And then we scaled up to 3. You can see we're having way more winners than losers. The losers are all pretty small, like $90, $100, totally in line. I had a profit exit plan of I'd be willing to lose 2 times my profit target. So on each trade, my profit target was $50. So I would allow a trade to get to 2 times that amount before I closed it. That was my stop loss. So 2 to 1. So you can see these trades are all coming in nicely, mostly winners, some losers here, but the losers are like $100, not too bad. And we're just continuing to scale up faster and faster, making more money. Everything's going along well. And then all of a sudden here, when I'm up to 8 contracts, I hit $840 loss, which is a big jump from the average losses I had made up to that point. So again, I hadn't made the biggest loss I had up to that point was like $135. So to go from an average loss of like $135 to all of a sudden get hit with a $840 loss, that was sort of jarring. And that's not like a blowout loss or like bad trade management. This loss is in line with my expected profit target. So I was expecting to make about $400 or so on this trade. So 2 times my profit target is about 800. So it was totally in line. It was good risk management according to my plan. But just the simple fact that I went from like a $100 loss, all these losses up here like in the $100 range, to all of a sudden hit an $840 loss. That was a bit jarring. And then not only that, but then I got the next trade, I got hit with another loss. So back to back, I had $840 loser, and I had a $690 loser. And then I had a third loser right in a row. So this was the Come to Jesus moment, part 1. And again, these aren't being mismanaged. These are all correctly managed, 2 times the profit target. It's just the simple fact that the number is so big compared to what the losses were averaging before, like the $100 loss. And of course, I'm making more money on the wins building up to that point. But still, when you get hit with an $840 loss, like coming from a 100, like an average $100 loss to all of a sudden 840, and then another one right after it, back-to-back 690, it can shake your confidence and sort of make you question the strategy and just kind of like allow that scared money fear to start to creep in a little bit. And even though I tried to create a situation with this trading strategy where I was playing only with house money, I paid my original money back to me, so everything going forward would be house money. And I was telling myself, see, I really won't care at that point because this is all house money. I won't be emotional about it, or I won't have to worry about mind games and being scared because this is all house money anyway. None of my personal money is at risk anymore. But as much as I try to tell myself that, it doesn't work, or it didn't seem to work in my case. Because when I hit these 2 back-to-back or 3 back-to-back losses right in a row there, I was uncomfortable. And so what I decided to do at that moment, this Come to Jesus moment, part 1, was just to do a stupid, simple little mind trick that I've done with other trading strategies, and that is to just take a pause. It's just like if we're going down the road, you're flying down the highway, everything's going good, but then there seems to be some strange noise under the hood, or something seems to be potentially wrong with the car, something's not right. I mean, why would you just keep flying down the road with the pedal to the metal? You wouldn't. You would pull over to the side of the road, or hopefully, at least I would, pull over to the side of the road, take a break, take a stop, kind of get a fresh perspective on things, reevaluate the entire situation with a clear, uncloudy mind, a mind that's not in the middle of a trade and you're not scared of hitting another loss in a row and all that garbage. So what I did here is I just took a trading break. I just took like a week off. I just stopped trading it, stepped back, kind of forgot about the whole thing for a week and just got a fresh perspective. And then after about a week or so, I felt a lot better about the whole situation. I was able to look at these numbers and see the bigger picture. And of course, there's going to be potentially losses back to back to back like that. That's just what's going to happen. But in the big scheme of things, this strategy was still performing really well. So that allowed me to just kind of, like I said, wipe the slate clean, get a fresh perspective. Then I dipped my toe back in the water at 2 contracts and quickly scaled back up to where I had left off and was off and running again. So that's something that I really recommend anyone in a similar situation with trading to do. Don't be afraid to just stop, pull over to the side of the road, take a break. Or if you don't want to stop entirely, you could just scale way back. You just go back to 1 contract until you get some more wins under your belt and you rebuild your confidence back up. Or you go to paper trading. You can paper trade it so there's like no risk of money being lost whatsoever, but you can still see that the strategy is valid and you can just get your footing again, rebuild your confidence, and just get back on the road. So this come to Jesus moment here where I took this break, this trading break, hit the reset button basically, was the absolute best thing that I could have done. It got me back on the road again with a clear mind, and you can see I scaled up real quick again back to where I was, and then we were off and running again. So everything continued to go along swimmingly. More winners than losers going forward. We're scaled up to 12 contracts now, 13. We hit 20 contracts right here, which is $1,000 a day or $1,000 per winning trade. So things are going well, flying down the road again, pedal to the metal, sky is blue, everything looking great. And then yesterday I hit a loss of $2,210, which again, in regards to where I am per the winning trades, is not out of line at all. It's under 2 times the expected profit target, which at this trade was $1,300. I was expecting to make $1,300 of profit on this. So 2 times $1,300, which is my starting stop loss amount, would be $2,600. So it's under that, but still, just the fact all of a sudden seeing a loss for $2,210, where the largest loss I had before that was here, $980. So under $1,000. Just the jump from $980 to $2,210 was not very fun. And just like before, when I hit these 3 losses in a row, it was jarring and kind of shocking. And as much as I want to keep my whole emotional capital out of it because I'm only playing with house money, that's a lot easier said than done. And after the market closed and I was kind of reviewing the trade and looking back over it, I realized that I was uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable, and my confidence did take a hit. I'm a little unsure, and I'm feeling all those same feelings or similar feelings to what I felt back here with the Come to Jesus meeting part 1. So rather than just keep flying down the road, pedal to the metal, just ignoring it and trying to fight this uncomfortable, unsure, slightly scared money creeping in feeling that I have, I think that it's time that I do the exact same thing I did before, have a Come to Jesus meeting part 2, and either take a break or just pare back, just to kind of catch my breath, step back, get a bigger picture look at it, rebuild my confidence, get rid of that uncomfortable, scared money creeping in feeling that's starting to happen. And the best way to do that is just what I did before. Take a break for like a few days to a week, step away from the whole thing, or just scale way back for a few days, get some more wins under my belt, shake it off, hit the reset button so I can get back on the road with a clear mind again. So that's where I'm at today. So typically I would be taking a trade. Well, maybe typically I'd be taking a trade today. Today is Fed day, and Fed days are always kind of weird with these trades because it seems like the premium gets held into those options for a long time up until the Fed meeting, which is like at 11 or so a.m. my time in California. And I put trades on Fed day before where it just sits there and just does nothing for hours on end. The theta won't bleed out of them. So I've began to consider maybe not trading this on Fed days. So today, with it being a Fed day and me having my Come to Jesus meeting here, it's likely I won't put it on a trade today. And then like tomorrow and for the rest of this week, I may scale way back and just sort of allow myself to get my mind right. Remember that movie Cool Hand Luke, where that guy was always saying, get your mind right. You got to get your mind right. Is your mind right?
Because you're going to get your mind right. And I mean right.
You know, a weird story about that is that remember in the scene in that movie where they were out working on the side of the road and they saw that woman, that beautiful woman washing the car, and the whole sequence there. Back in 1999, I had a screenwriter friend, like a movie screenwriter friend, who put up the money. She wrote the script for a short film, and she allowed me to direct the thing. And she got a business partner, to help her produce it. And he was a young guy, but it turned out his dad was a well-known editor in the industry. He edited a lot of Adam Sandler movies, and he edited the original Tron. Remember Tron? And so anyway, his name was Jason, and his mother was that woman from the movie, that woman out there washing her car. And I don't even know why I brought that up, but just sort of an interesting, weird connection to Cool Hand Luke. But anyway, back to the Come to Jesus meeting. So today, with it being Fed Day and me having my Come to Jesus therapy session here, I may not take a trade today, and I may just take a break and just step away for next week is spring break, and we're going to be on a trip. So I wasn't going to be trading next week anyway. So maybe I'll duck out early and just have like a week and a half long break, or I'll just scale way back just to kind of get my footing back and allow myself to hit the reset button. So that's it for today. Probably no trade today. Maybe we'll see, but probably not. Maybe tomorrow, maybe a smaller contract size tomorrow and Friday, and then I'm going to be gone next week for spring break. But that's the current status of the trade. And just to also encourage that if you're ever in a similar situation like this, where you just get kind of wound up and you start to feel those bad emotional capital symptoms rearing their ugly head, the thing that I've found super helpful for fixing that is just to pull over to the side of the road, take a break, or just scale way back, and then just do that for as long as it takes. Usually for me, it takes like a few days. I can't wait to get back in the market, but like a week, or just start to paper trade, or just scale way back and then slowly start to scale your way back up once you're able to do an emotional capital reset. So that's it for this one. If you'd like to follow along with me on this trade or any of the other trades I'm doing, just make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel below. And also join me on my website. We're doing a lot of cool things with my newsletter, my website. So make sure that you've joined that. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just head on over there, sign up for the free email newsletter, and you'll get a welcome email from me. Just reply back to that welcome email, and I'll get back to you, and we'll go from there. All right, that's it for this one. See you next time.